let's hop straight into it, I guess.
Yeah, Chris and Chris.
Chris. So, hello to all the new members. Hello to the established ones, I would say. Um, let's hop straight into it. What is BankersDream? A little overview for you guys. BankersDream basically is, you can split it into two parts. For once you have the token itself, the BankersDream token. You all can swap on PancakeSwap via Poocoin app, yeah, on our website. Yeah, nice crit. Is it correct? Crits. So I'll call you Crits to not confuse you with Chris in here. We got a token itself here, and we got the second part called the Banker's Whale. I will go in depth um, during the, okay, it's fine, during the AMA. But for now, I will start with the token itself. And basically, what we guys wanted to do. So AJ and myself, we know each other from banking school back in the days, like, let me lie, 10 years ago. We sat next to each other in in German it's called Berufsschule, yeah, like in training school, and it basically was kind of love of the first sight. And since that day, we always wanted to start a project together. We had a lot of plans. The last major plan was to open up a bar in a college city in Germany, but then COVID came and plans quickly went down the drain. Um, Basically, what we were always, or we always loved the idea of any form of passive income, because some years ago our parents went to the bank and opened up a savings account, and in the savings account they got different kinds of yields, yeah, but most of the time they got enough to cover and even beat the inflation. So in fact, the money they saved got more over time. But then the no, it's not central exchange. How is it called? Central banks came and just pushed the limits with interest rates and kept lowering them all the time. So basically, for us, for our generations in here, and for older and younger generations, the problem is that you can't get anything back from the bank. Yeah, you to be fair, you get pretty decent um, like rates for your housing um, credits, but that's it. That's all. Your money doesn't make more money if you bring it to the bank. So the next big step of the financial market was to chill, to promote real estate. Um, so you can have some kind of yield by buying and lending some houses, but when the people as the people saw that there is some money you can make with that, everyone bought houses and estates. I'm talking for Germany here right now. So real estate prices went through the roof. Yeah. So at the moment, me as a mid to end, more end 20, I can bring my money to the bank because there are no interest rates whatsoever. I get 0.01 on my savings account percent per year. That's nothing. Inflation is 4%. So I'm basically destroying money if I bring my money there. I can't buy any real estate because it is too expensive to generate any yield by renting it to other people. So I'm sitting here earning money every day by going to work and can't do anything with that money. Yes, fiat banks are thieves. I worked for one, And just imagine if you have like your bank account in the reds, yeah. If you spend more money that you earned in that month, you pay here in Germany. You pay like 11% interest rate, but if you have a savings account, you get 0.1. So the bank is basically making 10.9% plus with the in parentheses bad customers. So yeah, are they thieves? I don't know, but they're making a shit ton of money with our money, and that's not a good thing. Um, so to go full circle, yeah, dishonest. They are really, really dishonest. So we were interested in passive income for our generation because we can't do shit, if I may say it this way. And then some time ago, Paul Abuka came to me and said, well, there's this new thing called reflection token. This could be something great. And then we dig deeper into it. And we recognized quickly, okay, basically a reward token is just a scam because you need a volume to get the rewards. And so if there's no volume or if not any more buyers are coming in, the token slightly dies and you have to start with a V2 or with a different name or something like this. So I wouldn't consider it scam, but it's next to a Ponzi scheme, yeah. If no one new is coming in, no reflections are coming and no one's buying the token. Yeah, it's a devil's circle. But we thought, okay, there are in the real financial world, I will refer to it as the real world because it's not online like crypto. In the real world, there are funds. Yeah, you can bring your money to the fund, and over time it generates more money. And we thought it could be a good idea. Crypto communities tend to be really, really strong and probably can do something with this. And out of this, BankersDream arose. And for the token itself, it's a classical reflection token. We have, here I am, we have our taxes. We have buy, sell, and transfer taxes. And basically, if you buy, if you sell, or if you do a wallet-to-wallet transfer, the taxes get subtracted. The taxes are as follows. We have 1% of liquidity tax that goes straight into the liquidity pool of the project. We have 2% buyback and burn. Speaks for itself, yeah. If you're new to crypto, a buyback is if the project buys back tokens from holders to increase the value. It's the same like in the stock market. If a company buys back company shares, I think Apple is planning on doing it right now. Meta is planning on doing it right now because the chart plummeted. And yeah, it's the same in crypto. We could buy back tokens to increase value, and we could burn wallets. Not wallets. We could burn tokens. And if we burn tokens, the overall supply gets lowered, which means supply and demand. If there's more demand than supply, the price rises. If there's more demand, more supply than demand, the price plummets. And that's why we tend to burn from time to time to keep the value of the token high. 4% go into marketing and into the fund. It depends. In the beginning, we needed not a lot of money for the marketing, of course. We wanted to get the word out. But nowadays, we put a lot of the 4% into the fund to get the fund growing and even stronger and better. and 8% go into reflection wallets, which means 8% of you buy or of you sell go into a wallet. And if this wallet reaches a certain threshold, I think it's 150 billion at the moment, this wallet sells the token and for BUSD, and all the BUSD generated through this sell is getting distributed to all of the holders of banks. So basically these 8% make sure that you get your daily reflections. At the moment they are daily, I guess, because we're low in volume. And that's the problem in there, because if no one is buying or selling the token, there are no tokens in the reflection wallet. The reflection wallet does not reach the 150 billion, therefore doesn't sell for BUSD, and therefore doesn't distribute. But in itself, a reflection token is a good thing. As long as the volume is there, as long as it keeps going, it's perfectly fine financial product to generate some passive income, some dividends. But we wanted to step the game up one bit because we're from the financial market. We now know one or two things about it, and we thought you could do this better. And so we came up with the Bankers Whale Fund. Just as a reminder, 4% of every buy that you do goes into the fund, meaning the fund is growing in value in itself. Okay, and I just have to take a sip of my Coke. For now, and the basic strategy is, we accumulate the money you pay in taxes. This money invests in other projects, in other reflection projects, generating reflections for itself, and then pays back these reflections to your holders. I go in that into detail, but for now it's basically, if you would invest in a reflection project by yourself, you probably could do 1 or 2 BNB because you want to be safe and not spending that much money, and you may have a lot of reasons there. But if the fund invests, he can do 10, 15 BNB. So therefore, much more reflections go into the pockets of this wallet, and therefore much more reflections you will gain in comparison to investing in there yourself. And for this, we have the distribution of assets, because as I said, we are trained bankers. So we have seen one or another fund in our lives. And basically what a conventional investment fund does is it's splitting its investments into different groups to lower the risk overall. So for example, if you have like $100 and you just buy Apple stocks with the $100, you're happy if Apple rises, but you're sad if Apple falls in price. Yeah. So what could you do? You could do $50 in Apple and $50 in Microsoft. So because most of the time, if Apple rises, Microsoft falls, and vice versa. So you have lowered your risk by splitting your position. And now with your $100, you just invested in technology stocks. So how about putting something into Unilever and something into Allianz, a German insurance company? Then you would have technicals and groceries and finance sector. Means if one sector outperforms, you're profiting from the winnings. If one sector is underperforming, you still have the other two sectors to essentially not lose money. So with every split you do, you split risks in the overall market. And that's what we want to do with our fund, not just generating dividends for you guys, but also splitting the risk overall. That's why we said, okay, to go safe, 20% of all the money in the fund will be allocated to staking positions. Means the fund is 100 BNB heavy. Yeah, 20 BNB would be invested in projects uh, that are staking projects. Because staking projects are considered rather safe. Yeah, a lot of people stake their investments there, therefore become long-term holders, which means this project should be price stable, which means it's a solid 20% basis for the fund to invest in. Furthermore, we are investing 30% into reward tokens, basically the same as BankersDream. BankersDream is a reward token. We're looking for some utility, like Moonrock with its bridge. Yeah, because a reward token without utility is a risk you're putting into the fund, and we, as I said, want to minimize the risk as good as it goes. So the big part of the fund is investing in reward tokens to generate rewards, to generate dividends that can be distributed to you guys. And for ICOs, we decided to have only 10% of the money in the fund go into ICOs because ICOs have the highest risk factor in there. Yeah, we are do we do wet we do check on the projects that do an ICO. Probably if there's a private sale we could partake or something like this. We always talk to the team because in my opinion you can figure out really quick if it's a scam or if it isn't by talking to the team. Because a big red flag is a team not wanting to talk to private investors. That's a no-go, for example. That's why we only put 10% into ICOs, because all you could do all the vetting in the world in a private project. It still could be a rug pull or a scam or something like this. And if we just invest a small portion of the fund, we could, oh, how can I say this in English? Um, I would describe it as it doesn't matter if one project is a scam because it's only a tiny amount of the fund invested there. Yeah, if you know what I mean. So still further on, um, keeping the risk low overall. 30% is cash. It's not fiat money. It's spare BNB because at the moment the markets, as you see with BankersDream, as you see with every project, the markets are dipping quite frequently, and that's why we want to have as much of spare money to invest as possible. Because if the markets rise again, we could perfectly DCA into projects with the money. And if we would have invested 100% of the fund into projects, we could not DCA. So basically, it's our own small liquidity pool, if you could say so. And because of we want to diversificate the risk even more, we decided to split the cash pool into different, yeah, not stable coins, but into different coins and token that stood the test of time. Yeah, for example, ETH, so that we also minimize the blockchain risk. Yeah, if BSC chain gets switched off from one day to another, which won't happen, but it could possibly be. No one knows what the future brings. So we still would have some funds left because we do not have 100% in one blockchain. Yeah, it's a lot of gray theory in there, but too long didn't read. This is our way to keep risk as low as possible for you guys. Because if you invest in BankersDream, you're not also in there for the rewards, but you're in there for for founders team that is trained bankers and should know what to do with money. I see an ad in the chat. I guess it's could be a question. I know it's for the competition. All right. Um. Okay. So how are the yields distributed? So in let's say a few weeks, a few months time, the fund is big enough to generate enough reflections, enough yield, enough earnings to pay out dividends to you guys. And it's basically done the same way as the BUSD rewards of BankersDream itself. We will take the generated rewards and probably winnings from sales, but we don't plan in selling anything anytime soon in the fund because we are there for the long term in the investments we invested in. So if there are any reflections coming back to distribute to you guys, it still will be converted into. We have not decided yet for sure, but at the moment it looks like we will um, um, change it to not change, swap it to BUSD and distribute it the same way we distribute with the token. Means it comes into the reflection wallet, and if the reflection wallet then triggers a certain threshold, it will be distributed to you guys. As simple as that. For you guys, this is all just theory. Yeah. What you actively have to do is just buy the token and hold it, because you're only eligible for dividends if you're holding the token. But it's not a hard thing to do, I guess. Buy it, put it in a silent wallet, and wait 10 years, and then be happy. Something like this. 70% of all of the yield generated will be distributed to you guys. 25% go into marketing, into further development costs of the Bankers universe. As you guys know, we're planning on a launchpad. We're planning on incorporation of the project. Things like this will be done through the marketing wallet. And if not that much marketing is needed anymore, because we're established project, I like to say my goal is the top 100 list on CMC. If we are there, the 25% will go to charity because we want to give back something not only to you guys, but also to people that do not have the ability, for example, to buy tokens or don't even know what a token is. Yeah. So that's the plans for the fund so far. Until here, any questions? You can ask the questions in the chat by writing it there, or just talk freely in voice chat. I guess. Uh, When Inc. Yeah, we are talking on that. We are in talks with lawyers, and when Inc. I can't say it. Uh, let's say 2 months from now is the goal. Yeah, so quite soon for things like this. After incorporation, we are planning, or other way around, we are planning on listing on Moneybin. Help me, I lost the name. Which which exchange are we planning to list on? Okay, save me. Thanks, Chris. Oh, I knew it's something with Safe, but I couldn't get it. Yeah, we're planning to list on Safe Moon, but Safe Moon, that would be Sailor Moon, Crescom. But Safe Moon needs a project to be incorporated to get listed. So things go hand in hand. Yeah. If the incorporation is there, we will apply for Safe Moon and most likely get listed there. That's the plan, at least. I see 3 people typing. So I'll just wait a second. I hope it's related to my talk. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the basic, for the fundamentals of BankersDream. Our token and the utility to the token. What I can show you guys is the website. This is our website if you haven't visited it yet. Here you see all the important information, a short summary on our tokenomics. Here's the contract address for you guys to copy it. Yeah. The white paper, explanation how to buy it if you're new to crypto. And I remember the movie. Yes, isn't Sailor Moon a movie? Oh no. I don't really know if we could use crypto.com because I guess we would still be a too small of a project to list on crypto.com. But I don't know. We haven't looked into crypto.com for now because there are other things in the making at the moment that need our full attention. More on that later. But if things slow down again a bit in our work-life balance, I guess, and if we have the spare time, we will definitely check out crypto.com. And we are like vetting. We were looking for other exchanges. We get spammed with hundreds of offers for listings or exchanges a day, but out of these 100, 101 are scams most of the time. So we're working on it, but we have no fixed plans yet. We're in talks with people, but yeah, nothing fixed. Just checking out the waters. Okay, Casper is typing. Just wait a second and take a sip of my Coca-Cola. Guys, in the meantime, let's just continue with our website. Again, if you're new to crypto, be sure to never share your seed phrases. First of all, never do that. There's no login in the world that is no legit login in the world that is asking for your seed phrase. The seed phrase is used and should be used all the time. Yeah, no one should know about this. And the other point is our mods and ourselves, like Buka, Simplify, will never DM you first. Yeah. If we want something from you, we add you in main chat to DM us to prevent scams, because there are a lot of Bukas out there asking you to donate money or something like this. These are all scammers. We will never DM first. And also, if you're new to crypto, we got a how to buy video on our website, so that you not only can skip through it. Simplify is explaining it there for Android phones, and if you open how to buy, there's also a list in written English for you, how to set up your wallet, how to prepare your wallet for banks and the BUSD rewards. and in the end, how to buy banks the easy way. Yeah. So just be sure to check out the website. We also have the audit here, the KYC. Yeah, that's the way we're approaching it. Better, less exchanges, but scam-free exchanges. So I think we went with this philosophy until now and had a great growth, an organic growth. So I think it's not the worst thing to do. So we will stick to it. On the website, we also have FAQs. If you have any questions, check the FAQs, and if they don't help, just ask in the chat. The mods or we are active in there and will are happy to answer your questions or DM one of the team to ask your questions. Yeah, we will always try to help you. We will be listed on SafeMoon when we're incorporated, and we're actually at the moment in talks on getting incorporated because of the bankers whale. There are some tricky things to do. And I said now I give it 2 or 3 months. Yeah. When YouTube, there are actually some YouTubers that made videos about us. I don't know for sure, but all our AMAs are on YouTube. So if you just do here, YouTube, you can check out the latest AMAs on the YouTube. So, but we're not making active content there because no one in the team has a clue of making YouTube videos. Don't have the prettiest face and not the best English to do YouTube vids. So, um, I don't know. Probably later on we will become content creators. Yeah, and you can reread all the things I've talked about on the website, tokenomics, the team, uh, and yeah, it's a basic website, but it works. Yeah. The thing with the biggest crypto influencers is they most likely bring you a pretty hefty pump and dump, and we don't want pump and dumps because I'll have a look on the chart later, but pump and dump is okay for all diamond hands to generate reflections, but it's rather unhealthy for the chart. So we are in talks with 1 or 2 medium-sized YouTubers to make YouTube videos for us, and do have sometimes Twitter shout outs like this, but if you mean with big influencers, the Traveler and the Caesar, they're way too expensive to have any cost value, uh, uh, any return on invest with new people joining, and then it's also pump and dump. So they are great for like meme token, I have to say, but not perfectly fine for us. Yeah, YouTubers sometimes are really slow. So if you're on the website, you can also go to the funds page, which again is an FAQ and some basic facts on our fund. Yeah, here the 75-25 distribution I talked about earlier. And if you go to the app, and here it gets interesting. Yeah, that's the point. What had to be assessed there. We have kind of a specific clientele of investors. Yeah, we have, as far as I can judge it, quite a mature, like a grown up community here at BankersDream. people that actually know what they want to do with their money and not just aping in. I see people buying dips. I see people DCAing into the project. I see very smart money in here. So advertising to the Wall Street degens could possibly bring us a pump, and some of them would stay as real investors. But as we have smart money investing in BankersDream, we also want to use our money, our marketing fund, in a smart way, investing to the right audience. Yeah, that's why for now we have not made any agreements with the real big influencers. So if you go on the BankersDream website, you can press on the app or just type app.bankerstream.org. Um, and this is the thing I guess most of the people check most of the time. This is basically your dashboard as an investor. If I just get the wallet address of my girlfriend and paste it here, I can see how much has she earned. It's not, it's like I gifted her some. It's not like I'm supervising her in any way, so but just she gave me the allowance to show it to you guys. Don't worry. So as I can see, she totally earned $114 so far, being invested for like I guess 3 weeks now. I don't know, but pretty good money. She has invested 300 billion. Oh, she's invested in 300 billion bags. From the last payday, she still has 60 US and not claimed. And also the claiming works automatically. So with every trade there is on Bankers, the smart contract is distributing some rewards. I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 people get rewards with every transaction. So it could be that your rewards are pending for quite some time, at least with low volume as we have it these days. And so over the next few hours, she will get her 60% paid out. And this is the total. So at the moment, she has in her wallet 114 US dollar and 24 cents. Yeah. So this is the total, including this here. And it's thanks, Casper. That's the website I'm on at the moment. And here you can see the total distributed. Since beginning of the project, we already distributed like nearly 240,000 US dollar to our holders, which is quite a sum. And we're a young project, and with the dip we had the last few days, we also are on a low market cap, on a low price. You if you buy in now, you get a fair deal, I have to say. And the progress bar underneath it shows when the next payday is. So technically the 100% are 150 billion US dollar banks, and after this hit 100%, the contract sells the reflection wallet for BUSDs and distributes, and then it starts from from zero. She is invested with 300 billion. So yeah, I don't know, quite a fair bit. What is it at the moment? I really can't tell. But it's achievable, of course. Yeah, that's had to be is right again. We're building an investor portfolio. It just takes time. Everything in the financial market that generates money needs time. Mm. If you're going for real estate, it needs time because the estate has to be paid off first. If you go into blue chips, it needs time because it rises over time. Yeah, a value investor's best friend is time, and the longer you wait, the more the more worth will your banks be, and the more rewards you will earn. So in the end, um, we don't need much. We just need some BNB to buy banks, and then we need time. The wealthiest people in the world not got wealthy by one trade, but by investing time and taking their time. Amazon existed in the isn't that big or existed way before they grew that big. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's for that for the rewards dashboard. For now, we have not considered NFT investments. The next step for us will be, after incorporation, to buy not only crypto-related projects with the fund, but for the fund to buy also stocks, for example, to build a bridge between the new and the old world, the new and the old financial world. And if the fund is able to buy stocks, this will be a a new level of value, a new level of safety no other crypto fund had until this day. We will be the first ones to do this in a legal and healthy and sorted manner. So after we achieve that, I guess next step will be NFTs, but we have not we have not thought, or we have thought, certainly we have thought about it, but we have not talked in it like in an action group for this. Yeah, Amazon started in 1994. I wasn't sure if it's 94 or 97, but thanks, Manibin. Um, just I have to keep up with the chat. But then you're dealing with the SEC now. Well, what's the SEC? Crypto? What do you mean? Chart just keeps jumping. Oh, yeah. That's the reason why incorporation takes that long, because we are looking for a way. Because basically, I have now talked. In the meantime, I've talked with a lot of lawyers. Yeah. Basically, no one can tell us what regulation would be needed because it hasn't been done to this day. Which means we would do first off, and there's no crypto fund that invested in stocks the legal way. Yeah, we could buy stocks right away and say screw it. Yeah, who will? It's the blockchain. We are all anonymous, but that's not the truth. You can trace back a lot of transactions, and that's the reason why we do not do it today, because we really want to be the first one to do this in a legal manner. And because no, like in Germany, we have the BaFin. It would be the same as the SEC. And in Germany, for example, you have the rule that if you are selling stocks, you have to KYC your customer. and we are not able to do this because we're in the crypto world, and the blockchain is made so that people can do transactions without KYCing to a bank, to a central exchange. Yeah. So we are trying to. We will never be a DAO, a DAO, because the fund needs to be managed. We had thoughts on an like ETF crypto fund where the smart contract automatically does the transactions, but to develop this, it needs a fair bit of money. So we stay with managing it ourselves for now, and so we can be an DAO and DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. But in the other hand, we are no traditional fund, because you are, because you bought a token and the token is paying out reflections, you're not partake in the investment the traditional way. So there are a lot of legal obligations to get to attack, I would say, and our declared goal is to make it happen, to make it real, if it clears things up a bit. And yeah, it just takes time. But we had a goal in mind to have an crypto fund that can buy in, or that could buy stocks. And for real estate, it's the same. In my opinion, any NFT that claims that if you buy the NFT, you buy a share of the house on a legal side, it's a scam. Because in every country in the world except of Malta, you have to, if you buy a share of a house, you have to do it like, how can I say this in English? The traditional way. There has to be at least a sheet of paper where someone writes down, okay, person XY, you got a share of the house. Yeah. And that's why it's legally not possible to hmm, to to have the rights of a house transferred to a blockchain, because not that it's forbidden, but it's also not allowed. It's a gray zone, because legislators don't know about crypto yet. Yeah, it takes 10 more years to. Sorry for that. Yeah, that's what Scott's talking about. Sorry for the break. Property in the US and in most countries in the world must have a deed with names of ownership, which means you I as a person could buy real estate, and I could then have the deed on myself and could then claim that I want that this house is minted into an NFT and put out shares to you guys. But what you buying there is not actually shares of the house. You have no, because in an real estate fund, yeah, you buy in a closed real estate fund, you buy into a house, and if things go south, you have the right to get one part of that house. If you buy an real estate NFT, you legally do not have the right. So the security, having a part of the house, is lost for you. So everyone that claims we have a real estate NFT, it's just a layer 2 investment. It's just a CFD of a house, basically. So yeah, that's that's one of many reasons why this is so complicated. and why it needs time. But it's our declared goal. And as you can tell, we're pretty keen on doing this somewhere in the future with a legal basis. We, for example, could go to Liechtenstein, as Germans would say, because it feels so wrong in English. Because Liechtenstein is, as far as I know, the first company to have legally declared that deeds could be embedded in a blockchain, but it still would have to have like an LLC put around that token, that you have some sort of reliability, which effectively means it's just a closed real estate for giving out tokens. Yeah, it's not the true essence of an real estate NFT. It's just an CFD of an real estate NFT. If you're not familiar with CFD, it's basically if I buy 1 gallon of oil and I would sell you the right on this 1 gallon of oil, you would have a CFD. You would not have the actual project, but not project, the actual physical thing, but you would have right of ownership. Yeah. So you can trade that right of ownership on that barrel I own. So it's a second layer financial option. I just lost track on chat and lost myself into explaining things. um, yeah, and real estate NFT is just a possible rug. For me, knowing some legal basics is just a red flag, in my opinion. Yeah, of course, if Goldman Sachs is trying to do something, laws will change. But in the end, if Goldman Sachs does something, it will just change in the US, and it's a clusterfuck for Europeans to trade anything from the US because of the different tax laws. And yeah, and if you if you could do all these things I explained by becoming a company that does investment funds, and this company just publishes or ICOs and token, but this wouldn't be the same. You would just buy a bit of the company, like company obligations. But in our case, it's the community decides what comes into the fund. The community um, shields the project. It's more decentralized. The only thing we are doing, Buka, myself, Simplify, the mods, yeah, the things we are doing are still centralized because we are doing them, but the decision making in the end is made by you guys. We are shilling the no, not shilling. We are vetting the projects. We are checking the projects for potential scams. We do these fancy things like risk diversification and stuff like this because we have the knowledge of it. But in the end, the decision is made by you, and the goal is to keep it that way. And if we would follow existing regulations, we would lose the decentralized part. And then again, we could just apply for a banking license and issue a crypto fund. That's not the way we want to go. And that's yeah, you see how new this topic is for mainstream, because no legislation whatsoever has done something like this. But we were losing track. Yeah, this could fill 3 hours of AMA. These topics. Let's just continue with what we already have. And where did I stop? Okay. So that's it for the D app. You can also have a look in the actual fund at the moment. We're still accumulating, so we are not distributing anything because the fund, like every fund in the world, needs a decent size to make some sustainable gains. But if you go to app.bankersdream.org, and if you click on fund, you can go through all the investment that are in the fund, and you can have a look there. And if there are any questions, ask them in the chat. So crits. Yeah, so for now, Chris is asking if we are issue a physical company. Would the company do physical business in the name of the token? So that exactly is the thing we're trying to figure out at the moment. Because again, the company issued for BankersDream could buy some real estate and could distribute the earnings of the real estate to you guys. But this would again just be the company buying the house, and still it would be great because returns from real estate put into the fund would be amazing. But it wouldn't be an NFT. It can't be an NFT for now with the laws so far in Europe and basically most of the world. Um, what are the plans on long-term investors? Well, for now we have just touched base with the like the hardcore crypto scene. Yeah. So everyone in here knows about crypto, knows about um, um, what hodling is and what diamond hands are. Yeah. For what did you tag me in, Manibin? I can't see that. Um, for long-term investors, put it the other way around. We want to attract also these long-term investors that are not into crypto as for now. So we will build some sort of, or we will add to our corporate, it's too much English for today. Corporate identity. Now I got it. And basically, um, we will work on ways to shill BankersDream to non-online people, like the conventional way. Again, building a bridge between the new finance world and the old finance world. And for starters, we have our first real life event. Paul already told you, where we will be physically in a room with potential investors talking about BankersDream, and that's the people we want to have in the project, in addition to all the crypto people. Yeah. So we want to, again, only having the German term in my head. Well, we want to split. No, we want to split our efforts into the key community and the real life community, and that probably will attract a lot of long-term investors that are not familiar with crypto. The long-term investors familiar with crypto are here in this AMA tonight, are holding the base on the last all-time high we had before our current all-time high are diamond handed, yeah. And for these people in crypto, we do the same we did until now, because it seems to be working. Yeah, we were shilling, hard shilling, soft shilling, working on exposure, doing daily AMAs. So just just a all around feel safe package. Yeah, come here now about a project, and then probably you stay forever. So what was the I have some news to drop, because that's in fact had to be it's the perfect transition on the next topic I had in mind. What do we want to attract real life and long-term investors? Um, we will have a second logo, BankersDream. On one side, because with growing audience, our fear of monopoly grows. Not to become a monopoly, but the company that provides the monopoly games. And on the other hand, this works totally fine for crypto. This is like the perfect crypto logo you can have. Our cylinder guy, yeah, standing in front of a chart. It's beautiful. But for non-crypto investors, yeah, this is too childish. This is not serious enough. So we had been given first drafts for a new professional logo. And disclaimer, this is not the finished logo. This is a first draft, but this could be what Banker's Dream could look like in the future for the investors not into crypto. Let's just leave it there for a second. Yeah, and that's how serious we take this project, because it speaks for itself. I mean, this could be a law firm in Oxford. This could also be a finance company in New York. Yeah, this is just plain beautiful. And now you can see this split between the old and the new world. We just want to combine these things over time. And that's why we will have these two logos. Side by side doesn't work because it's my screensaver. But yeah, we will drop the finished logo for sure in chat, and we will still keep our monocle, our not monocle guy, because I love him. But as you see, a lot of things being done in the background of the project to keep up that sustainability we already achieved. Okay, I'm getting a sore throat. Just for now, are there any questions in voice chat or in written chat for now? If you have a question in voice chat, just unmute yourself and start talking. Yeah. If you don't have any more questions, let's have a look on the chart for a second, because we are doing this is the 4-hour chart. So for the guys that don't know technical analysis, basically if you want to see a short-term trend, you have to go to the 1 minute mark, which means on the short term we are extremely bullish. Yeah, on the short term we just have every low is higher than the previous low, which means it's an upward trend overall coming from a solid basis. Yeah, so we are definitely bullish here. But also, if you look on the 4 hours chart, which is considered for more long-term suggestions, yeah, long-term trends even more bullish. Yeah, this chart looks beautiful, and we build a resistance on the last all-time high. Technical analysis all always is some kind of magic, and it's there are no certain things in the stock market, but as you can see, basically all the people that bought from here to here still holding, because this is our baseline at the moment. The last all-time high is the baseline, which means we have a lot, and I mean a lot of diamond hands in our project. And even though the drop were some major sells, meaning early whales taking some of their winnings, which is fair enough. Uh, uh, um, yeah, if you trusted us here, yeah, here, which looks amazing, and you're with us here, yeah, you should take some earnings with you. But if you sell responsibly, and you could start to you could begin to see a pattern. Yeah, we had an up and a slow decline. A slow decline, we had an up. The slow decline, we had an up and a slow decline, an up and then slow decline, and every up in the end was higher than the previous up. So we're constantly basically having a massive long-term upwards trend in our chart. And can I can I just give me a second? What's it called? Yeah, I go to trading view and I look for the SPY, which means the Standard and Poor's 500. So the 500 biggest companies in America. Um, you can also see that on the one hand, okay, this is monthly. Yeah, it would be hard to compare it for hourly because there's much more volume in the Standard and Poor's 500 than in a token project. Let's be honest. But if I look on it monthly, this is what I told you guys earlier. Time is always winning. Yeah, you have some spikes downwards because like this is COVID. Yeah, if I go further back, uh, uh, this should be the housing crisis. This could be around here. Could be no. This could be .com and Y2K. So on the short term you will always have dips, but the long term markets tend to rise. But why do they tend to rise? Because to plummet for the Standard and Poor's 500 from there to zero and not recovering would mean that the 500 biggest companies in America would uh, uh, go bankrupt, and there wouldn't be 500 more companies to take their spot. So basically, if the Standard and Poor's index goes to zero, all of the American economy is dead, like literally dead. Probably, I don't know, got nuked or something like this. The economy is always rising because we have different economic circles. Yeah, like we had the industrial revolution in the UK, got and after that we got the industrial revolution in the whole world. Then we got the diesel engines. We got the internet as a driver. Yeah, now we got industry 4.0. We got Amazon and things like this. So there will always be new things to drive the economy, which means that the Standard and Poor's index most likely will rise all the time, and you have corrections Of course you have them. But in the end, if you look at it long term, you will always take winnings with you. That's why it's so important that you make the comparison or divide between a day trader that trades daily. This is a real-time chart. Yeah, you see the spike on for value investor. The spike is peanuts. It's nothing. But a day trader could have lost all his money here because he was long in the market. Yeah. So you have really have to make the set apart these two things, aping in something for hoping for the next 1000x, because this would be a day trader. If he was short in the market, he would like, I don't know, what's this? Could with the right margin, he could have doubled his money. Yeah, it's aping in, but that's not what Banker's Dream is. Banker's Dream is uh, 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 this long-term value investing, and that's uh, what you have, what needs, what you guys have to take with you after this talk. It's a long-term investment. We are now planning things that happen in the future that have happened never before because no one has done it. Because we want to set up crypto for the future. And that's the reason why you basically do the right thing if you just diamond hand this project. I don't have nothing more to say. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I just check. Anyone in chat has any questions? Feel free to ask them. I scroll through the chat as well. Will you be changing the website as well? Yes, on midterm we will change most definitely the website because it works for now, but it won't work in the future. That's correct. Any idea what the next investment will be? No, not yet. And when the vote will be, well, we are looking into projects, but the whole market is bleeding at the moment. Not just we do have a dip, but all projects have. Like literally every project has a dip. So the next investment will, you guys can choose, will be if markets recover, so that we can efficiently DCA into it. So at the moment it won't make sense. It won't make sense to do anything. Yeah. Um, Moneybin needs Starlink. The King Buka, yes, of course, Mr. President. Okay, all right. That's it for me. If you guys don't have any questions, thank you for your time. Thanks for listening to me. And as always, if you have any questions after this AMA, drop them in the chat. We are happy to answer them. Have a good night. Bye bye.